Harley Quinn was never real. So today's video, we're going to be talking about her identity and her pain and recovery. Everyone knows Harley Quinn as the wild card, unpredictable, hilarious, and the jester that we all know from Gotham. But here's the truth. Just as I already said, Harley Quinn was never real. I'm not talking about just her character. Obviously, we know someone drew her. Like, the fuck? That's not what we're talking about. She is a persona. She created an identity for the Joker. Like I said, she created Harley Quinn for the Joker, not for herself. We're going to talk about Harley Quinn's true origin, the symbolism of her costume and her hair, and how her relationship with Poison Ivy helped her finally take her identity back. Harley Quinn was born in Brooklyn, New York. Hey, New York, where I'm from. Harley came from a dysfunctional working class family. She had 3 brothers and she was the only girl. Her father, Nick Quinzel, is portrayed as a con, a criminal. She loved him but was often let down. He was either in and out of jail or constantly running scams. In Harley Quinn's animated series, her dad gambles on her. He told her to fail the National Gymnastics Championship so that way she can't go to the Olympics because, like I said, he gambled on her. And she did just that. She failed it. Just for him. And of course, when she does that, she's just met with, once again, toxic, manipulative talk. This unstable bond taught Harley to tolerate toxic men. So she ended up punching the shit out of him. Blood is just flying because he said to her, oh, by the way, be no female president after she did that for him. So, all is deserved. Her mom, Shannon Quinzel, is often cold, judgmental, and emotionally distant. She rarely supported Harley's ambitions or individuality. She wanted Harley to marry a rich doctor. In Harleen's Black Label comics, she's seen as tired, frustrated woman who doesn't understand Harleen's emotional depth. Now, as kids do, Harleen went to high school, and there is a kid named Bernie. And this kid named Bernie was quiet, awkward. He had a crush on Harleen, and she, in return, felt a soft spot for him. He was the only one who treated her kindly in a sea of classmates who mocked her or treated her like a joke. But one day, a group of popular kids were bullying Harley obsessively, and Bernie's emotionally unstable self murdered one of the bullies. He claimed it was to protect her. Harleen was horrified. She realized that Bernie had taken her pain and turned it into violence. This was the first time someone killed for her. She didn't ask for it, but she saw the power it gave her. Deep down, it planted the seeds of guilt and the attraction to darkness. And knowing this backstory just makes so much more sense as to why she would even let the Joker out of his restraints in the first place. Because when she met him, she probably was like subconsciously recalling Bernie and how he had these violent tendencies, but he was so smitten over her. It's just having that backstory in mind is clear why she was attracted to the Joker. She let him out. She let him free. She stayed with him, putting on this jester costume to try to get inside of his mind to understand him better. She wasn't dumb. She was just projecting on you know, how she feels subconsciously. Like Harley's experience, especially with Bernie, she probably subconsciously liked the Joker and what he got going on, and that's why in the first place she wanted to even get into criminology, because she wanted to understand the minds of the insane. Because I mean, look at the dysfunctional of her family. That's why she's into that type of stuff. She probably not thinking in her head, oh yeah, I want a criminal, oh yeah, I want him to do X, Y, and Z to me. No, but it's subconscious, and that's why she's attracted to these things, which led up to the point where she was met face to face with the Joker, took him out of the asylum. They're riding around. She stayed with him. She put on a whole jester costume to appease him. And then he started being like, no, you can't go home, Harley. You're not allowed to go home. And she couldn't ever leave him. She couldn't take it off. He started beating the snot out of her. She probably never imagined things to go this far. She probably thinking like, you know, like I'm telling you, like from her early years with Bernie, she probably like, you know, this is probably going to be like the same situation. Is she really thinking that in her conscious mind? No. But her subconscious mind is probably like, oh, like maybe this can be like mimicked, like the same thing. Like this is violence, but it's also love at the same time. And she was met with the answer, no, it's not. Because he doesn't even care about her. Joker does not give a flying fuck about Harley. You know, because if it was me and I was in the asylum, you know, I'm doing my thing, I'm talking to the Joker, and he tell me like some wah story about his daddy and whatever the hell, like all I would be thinking about is, okay, like maybe we're making some type of progress. Let me write it down. Let me write down some notes. But I would never think, let me let him out and let's have a ball, like let's escape the asylum so I can work on you somewhere. I would never think that. But okay, you telling me something, let me write it down in my notes and let's see if this is consistent what you're telling me, and see if you want to talk about some shit that's traumatizing you want to take the opportunity. Okay, cool. But like I would not like go farther than that with him. I would not let him out of his restraints walking around me. No, making me laugh about what he did with his dad, but his dad didn't appreciate it and ended up smacking the shit out of him. Like, no. You can't tell me one wild story and I'm going to let you out your restraints. I'm going to just be thinking professionally. Like, okay, you can either be manipulating me right now or we making some progress. We're going to fast forward now. Right before she met the Joker. So before she was swinging mallets and blowing up cars, Harley Quinn was Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a brilliant psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum. She was young, ambitious, and fascinated by the criminal mind. That's what brought her to Gotham's most dangerous patient, the Joker. What happened next was textbook manipulation. He turned therapy into flirting, then obsession. She thought she was helping him. In reality, he was reshaping her. Arlene slowly unraveled. Her morals slipped. Her real identity went away. Her obsession grew, and then she cracked. Arlene wasn't even allowed to take the makeup off when she was around the Joker. Because she does say,
"Boss likes me to wear a smile to work."
The identity of Harley Quinn wasn't born from freedom. It was a love letter to her abuser. She dyed her hair, changed her voice. As you can even tell when she's pretending to be the psychiatrist to get that guy out of jail, her voice is different. And then when she's in the car putting on her makeup for the Joker, because like I said, she cannot be around that man without her face being Harley Quinn. Since he don't take it off, she can't take it off. Her voice is different then too. She reinvented herself to match the Joker's madness. She thought becoming his equal would make him love her. Joker never wanted a partner. He wanted a toy. Time and time again, he betrayed and brutalized Harley Quinn. Kept coming back, believing the fantasy she created. That's what makes Harley's story so tragic. She erased herself for someone that couldn't give less than a fuck about her. Someone who truly never saw her, only cared about her when it would benefit him. Like I said, always belittles Harley Quinn, makes her cower in fear as he questions why the fuck would she give him the bang gun instead of the regular gun because the Batman was on their ass. He kicks her the fuck out, and even when she does that, she says,
I miss him already.
Eventually, Harley Quinn began to change visually and emotionally. Her hair, once black and red jester pigtails, were replaced by pink and blue tips. Blonde, showing at the roots, messy style. Her hair changed, reflecting her evolution. No longer the Joker's perfectly polished doll, Harley became messy, human, and imperfect by choice. And then came the costume change. The leotard, the jester bells were gone and replaced leather, glitter boots, jackets, fashion that wasn't for the Joker, but for herself. And you can also see her like this, the little Lego, little kid movies or whatever the hell, like that. Point is, her style changed, her evolution. Even in little kid shows, it wasn't about her and the Joker. It's just about her being a teen or being a kid, and her style is different. So she stopped dressing like a fantasy and started dressing like a fighter. So let's talk about the healing power of Poison Ivy and one of Harley Quinn's most important relationships for her recovery. Poison Ivy saw her pain. She challenged Harley to see herself as worthy, not as a sidekick or a jester, but as a survivor. See, she can even wear her real natural face in front of Poison Ivy, like just chilling at home, because the Joker would not allow her to do that. Over time, Ivy became her roommate, her partner in crime, and in some versions, her love interest. Now, healing does not happen overnight because, she called the Joker and then she was so happy when he was there. But Ivy is Harley's anchor. I just feel like she really helped her. Harley Quinn's story is just not about madness. It's about freedom. Yes, she's broken. Yes, she became a villain for him. But her real arc, the part that really matters, is the moment she chooses to let go. For her to say, okay, let me become my own person with my partner in crime, my little boo thing, in some versions, Poison Ivy. I'm not even talking about with the show I'm talking about here. I mean in other versions where she's her little boo thing. Point is, it just really matters the moment she lets go of the Joker, of the pain, of the need to be loved by someone who only wanted to control her. She reclaims her name, her identity, her life, her story. Her story is messy. Her healing isn't linear, but she's just so much more than just a sidekick of Joker's girlfriend. Hi, if you're interested in supporting me, I have a Kofi. I have a $3 tier with all these different types of things I offer. If you want to read it, you can pause the video. I got a $15 tier. And if you want to read it, like I said, you can pause the video. And I offer a $3 tier. Members get early access to videos, polls, sharing what video ideas I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.